Hello everyone, Vampire218 here, bringing you Type 14 on my Pokemon Draft Type Analysis video. For Type 14, I have the Ghost type. And it should be pretty clear why I have the Ghost type in this position. Having an immunity to normal and fighting is good. Now, you won't too often see a normal move outside of maybe extreme speed or, the odd explosion here and there. So that immunity isn't the best thing in the world. Now, immunity fighting, that is really good. You will more often see a fighting type move than a normal type move. A fighting type mon will more than likely be on each draft team, however you may not see it each week. Its resistances to bug and poison, not the most frequent types of moves seen, and being weak to ghost and dark, those are pretty frequent types to see. Knockoff is a good thing, so is pursuit trapping, so is dark pulse. Dark has a good amount of things it can do, and quite a few mons get dark type moves. Quite a few mons get that knockoff, so having that dark weakness is really bad for ghost. Having the ghost weakness, you won't too often see a ghost type move just because it's only super effective against itself and psychic. Now, going over to the offensive side, we've already covered, it is super effective against Ghost and Psychic, which, Psychic type's pretty frequent, but, they are also weak to Dark, so I think that running a Dark type move to cover that is a little bit better. Only weak against Dark, which is nice, being only weak against one type is pretty good, which means you're probably going to do okay damage against most other types. And it is no effect against normal. So that's kind of the trade-off. But for a type that wants to be tricky and offensive, it needs a little more that it's going to hit hard. It needs a little more maybe that it is resistant to. Its typing effectivenesses aren't the best. Going down to the actual mons, there are quite a few of really good mons in here. We have Bayonet and Mega Bayonet. Mega Bayonet getting that Prankster and Chandelure, which is a really good infiltrator if you use it, or Flashfire, both of these abilities being really good. Dusclops and Dusknoir being pretty good tanky Pokemon. Jellicent being good, the evolved form of Frillish. Frostlass, very tricky Pokemon, very speedy too. Wanted to set up those Destiny Bonds. Golurk, very hard-hitting, slow but strong. Hoopa having that 4 times weakness to Dark's not that good, but or a 4-time weakness to Ghost. Sorry, Hoopa's okay, but you don't see too many Hoopas just because of that weakness, and it's not the fastest. It's got good special defense, great special attack, and even physical attack. But if it was a little faster, I think it would see more play. Miss Magi is quite a good pickup often, getting a third immunity from its Levitate ability. The Sableye, great Pokemon. Both of them, Mega Sableye being able to bounce, and the original Sableye getting Prankster. So if you draft a Mega Sableye, you Mega the first turn. You not only do you proc Prankster, you then have Magic Bounce, which is really good. And Spiritomb and Trevenant, Infiltrator on the Spiritomb, really nice. Having good defense and good special defense stats. Not too good of a speed. And then Trevenant is actually pretty good. I want to say tank, but it also hits okay, so. Going into the moves, Ghost I have so low because if you look at the moves, there's not too many of them. There is just of real use. There is Hex, which pretty good if you can get a status off. There is Shadow Ball and Shadow Claw. We have Shadow Force for the few mons that learn it. Shadow Punch for the few mons that learn it. Shadow Sneak, which is your priority, and that's good. Other than that, though, a lot of them are just too weird. And I say weird because they do a very, very specific thing. Like Curse. Dealing a quarter of the max HP per turn, but you lose half your type. If you're a Ghost type. If you're not a Ghost type, it does something else, and it's actually pretty good. But, so you're losing half of your health. they'll lose a quarter, and then they'll just hard switch into something, and you get to attack or whatever. But, I mean, it's not that good because you've now lost half of your health. Unless you have a healing move, you're kind of SOL. Confuse rate, great. You can confuse the target, but Flatter is better, and Swagger, when not banned, is better. Destiny Bond, great move, but relies on you dying. And sure, there are good trades you can make with it. You can take out a shitty Mon to take out one of their biggest threats, like Megalopony, or, you know, there are other Mons you can use that with. But relying on yourself to die isn't that good. Hex, again, it's good. Nightshade, if you're not an attacking Mon, it's the ghost version of Seismic Toss. Other than that, though, you know, Ghost isn't that good. It has great Mons, although its move pool needs to be expanded more. It needs to get a move pool similar to Psychic or to Dark, where it's trickier. Because Ghost has good utility, but its utility is so narrow, like, it needs to be expanded more. And I hope in the Sun and Moon that they are getting moves that are not just, like, Nightmare. That if the Mon is asleep, it takes a fourth of its HP per turn. So now, not only do you need to put them on to sleep, you need to then use that move afterwards, assuming they stay in. You know, Ghost just needs to be expanded. Anyway, I have been Vampire218, bringing you Type 14 Ghost in my Pokemon type analysis for the Draft League format. If you liked the video and you want more Pokemon Draft League content, please remember to leave a like, share, favorite, comment, and subscribe.